Hello and welcome. Is that recording? Because there's no fucking.
Yes, yeah, that's moving.
All right, okay.
Right, Tom's a bit scared now.
Sorry, it's just we have recorded this already. We've taken an hour and 3 minutes to record this already, and then we got to the end and realised that it wasn't recording. For some reason, it switched off halfway through. So here we are, episode three
and a
half of Anywhere But Here. Hello, I'm Tom.
I am Ant.
And right at the top of the show today, we just want to remind you to carry on going to abhpod.com to visit Amazon and buy your shit through Amazon. Yeah,
you will see a banner up in the right-hand corner.
It's right at the top of the page. You can't miss it. If you're buying anything through Amazon, go through that. We get a percentage of what you buy. It's not like we're mugging you. They're giving it to us.
You're spending as much as you would do anyway. Normally.
But we get stuff, and as we've explained before, we will be able to afford better equipment and better chairs and tables that don't creak, as you can hear in the background there.
So that's
we
our
also
website.
have Twitter. Mine is Hey It's Me Tom,
and mine is Hey It's Ant.
and that's where we are if you want to discuss any elements of the show that you enjoy, or anything that we should be talking about, anything we should not be talking about.
We are. We have taken to tweeting every time we record.
Yep.
So
I tweeted about an hour and 20 minutes ago saying that we were recording. We weren't, but we are now. Hopefully, fingers crossed, because I'm not doing it again. If this
no, this is our last attempt at recording today. We have set up an email.
Yes, we've now set up an email.
If you want to talk to us in more than 140 characters at a time.
Yes, because we realised that we ask for things from you every week, and we don't actually have a decent email address. We don't have a email address, so now we do.
It's abhpod@gmail.com, because everyone loves Gmail.
Exactly.
Except they wouldn't let us. They thought we were too young.
Yeah, we tried to put in the date of birth of the podcast, and then that infringed on their
child protection policy.
So we've had to put one of the birthdays in.
Yeah, it seems they didn't want a 1 month old having an email address.
I don't know why that
Which is stupid, because one of their advertising campaigns, if you remember it, I've just thought of this, is a dad setting up an email account for his newborn baby so he could email her all the time with pictures and memories and videos.
That's right.
And they don't let you set up an email account for a baby.
Well, we'll have to get on to them right after this podcast, and we'll tell you what they tell us.
I'm actually going to do that.
Yeah, I think you should. Yeah, definitely.
It
will be a story for next week. So that's the email. So now when we, ask you things, or we can't think of something that we're trying to explain,
and if you think we're really
know better,
stupid,
you can tell us what we're talking about, and we can do a retraction on next week's episode. Anyway, on with the show.
Unless we think you're wrong.
Well, yeah, exactly, which you probably will be.
But the customer's always wrong.
No, that's right. Except when they're wrong, which is all the time. Anyway,
conflict of interest going on there.
This week's podcast, we're going to spend the majority of it talking. Well, not the majority of it, maybe about half. Who knows?
Well, last time it was half an hour. It probably only take 15
be less than
minutes
that this time. About the BAFTAs, because the BAFTAs is tonight, the 10th of February, and it's a big deal here in the UK. And as such, we brought in our resident film expert.
Who's breathing really heavily into the microphone. I was like, is that me? I moved my microphone away, and it's like, no, it's not me.
Like a pervy caller.
If you're friends with us, you have probably had him breathing down your neck just like that in the past.
Likely. And we've talked about him on
no one ever sees me.
Podcast. This is Corky.
Hello.
Oh, he sounds lovely.
Thank you for having me.
That's quite all right. I hope you're enjoying your time.
I'm looking forward to doing it all over again.
So are we, believe us.
I'm missing the football for this, so everyone should be really thankful.
We did ask Corky if he was going to come back next week. After now he's recording it for a second time today. I don't think he will.
It would have been alright if you'd done it next week's one, right? We could just lied about what the actual BAFTAs were going to be.
True.
Oh, we could have really fucked everyone up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have.
Hindsight, eh?
So
we're doing the shout outs at the end again.
Yeah, we are. Basically what it was, Ant was out with Corky last night celebrating one of our other friends' birthdays, and he drunkenly agreed to come on the show.
Yeah.
And talk about the BAFTAs with us. So here we are. Gonna jump straight in to the director categories. We're basically doing the big categories because no one really cares about all the technical stuff.
Except the technical people.
And me. People. And Corky, yeah. But, we're trying to be broad. We're not going too specialist with it. So, director, you've got Ben Affleck for Argo, Catherine Bigelow for Zero Dark 30, Michael Haneke for Amour, Ang Lee for Life of Pi, and Quentin Tarantino for Django Unchained.
Do you know what? I'm quite impressed that you managed this time to get Amour instead of calling it Armour.
It's almost as if someone
Quite
corrected
impressive.
him before.
Yeah, exactly. That's impressive, that is.
I wondered if anyone would bring that up. I knew they would.
This is the man who's supposed to be able to write and speak English.
Yeah,
well,
the man with the journalism
and I
degree.
can't.
Yeah, but the thing with journalism is, have you ever read a fucking newspaper?
I
Yeah,
try
no,
not
that's
to.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers.
I only read the sport.
Do you
Oh,
read
sorry.
it? Do you?
I look at the pictures.
Yeah, Nate
Look
would
at the
say
pictures.
armour as opposed to Amour as well on the
You're
sports
damn right
pages.
they will.
Hope I didn't offend anyone then. Oh well.
I'll never get a job there. So we're thinking probably best director will go to Ben Affleck for Argo, based on the fact that none of us have seen it, and Quentin Tarantino doesn't deserve it.
That's
Well,
right.
no, that was Corky brought up the whole
Union.
the old union
Union
thing. Would you
state,
mind
yeah.
explaining to that us again?
I'm not
Because
explaining it again.
Apparently, he outraged a load of people in
Well, it was
Hollywood
because,
during Dusk Till Dawn.
Dust Till Dawn wasn't a union film,
Yeah.
basically, and they had union actors
In
on
a
the film.
non-union
So
film.
I may explain it on my my blog on Movie Doctor.
Ooh.
WordPress.
What's
There
the
you
address?
Is it moviedoctor.wordpress.com?
go. I think it is.
Well, there you go.
Corky's going to go and have to find his login details and.
No, it's right. I can log it on now. It's fine.
Oh, that's
I can
right,
do
yeah.
it now, but I can't bother.
So yeah, Ben Affleck for director because he deserves it more than anyone else there. And weirdly, Steven Spielberg isn't on the list.
And Hollywood loves Ben Affleck.
And yeah, they do.
But this is the BAFTAs, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Supporting actress is out of Amy Adams for The Master,
It's not.
Dame Judi Dench for
It's not.
Skyfall, Sally Field for
It's
Lincoln,
not.
Anne Hathaway for
Yes,
Les
it
Mis,
is.
and Helen Hunt for The Sessions.
It's not out of anyone, really, is
We
it?
can't see any other way that it won't be Anne Hathaway, unless, of course, the BAFTAs decide to go for Judi Dench.
Based on the fact that me and Corky have seen Les Mis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And me and Corky have seen Skyfall.
exactly.
But yeah, so it is. We were thinking Anne Hathaway should. But
But
because it's
will
the
BAFTA
BAFTAs.
go for Judi Dench?
And maybe Amy Adams just because she's fit.
There is that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we think Anne Hathaway, but the reality could be Judi Dench. But we'll
But,
see
you know,
what
there's
happens there.
The Oscars next in 2 weeks. So
Where she'll win an award anyway.
yeah.
So supporting actor, you've got Alan Arkin for Argo, Javier Bardem for Skyfall, Philip Seymour Hoffman for The Master, Tommy Lee Jones for Lincoln, or Christoph Waltz for Django Unchained. And we think it's probably going to be Javier. Well, we'd like it to be Javier Bardem because he plays a brilliant bad guy in Skyfall.
I mean, what I have heard from all the podcasts I listen to,
And the last one that we just did now.
and the last one that we did just
Yeah.
now. No, but what I have heard from podcasts that I listen to, people that actually watch more than 2 of the films on the lists, he was extremely good.
Oh, he was amazing.
Everyone said he was brilliant.
He's just really creepy, and his hair scared the living shit out of me as well. His scary
That
hair.
and Philip Seymour Hoffman don't deserve anything anyway.
Oh, really? You've
I'll
got
be
a
honest
beef
with
with
you.
PSH now.
PSH, is that it? Yeah, man,
Yeah.
PSH. No, I don't have a beef with him. It's just the fact that he starred in Twister, which everyone seems to forget.
So
That's it,
therefore,
really.
he should never win any.
Exactly.
I was young when I watched that film,
Same-
and I
same
enjoyed
with
it
Helen Hunt.
at the time.
I still-
One thing that stays in my mind is the flying cow.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the scene
another
that
cow,
always
no,
the
same
scene
one.
that always gets me in Twister, the one that I always remember, was when they strapped themselves to that pipe and the storm went right over them.
And
They
it's
ended up in
really,
the
really
eye of the
calm in
storm,
the
and
eye
it just goes calm. But if I remember rightly, they didn't fall to the ground, did they? When they were
No,
in the
they
eye of the
kept-
storm.
No, they were waving. Yeah. Woo.
So why was it? I don't know.
I don't know.
The other
No.
thing you should be asking yourself is there's all this.
Shit flying
No,
through
no,
the Twister.
shut up! I'm talking.
Oh.
Right, there's all this lightning.
It's my
yeah.
fucking podcast, you arsehole.
Fucking
Our
I'm
podcast.
fucking going. That's it.
See you later, Corky.
And he's gone.
I think
I
he
don't
done
come
that.
back anymore. It's shit.
I think I pissed him off at this point in the last recording
Yeah, I think
as well.
so, yeah.
And we didn't
okay.
talk about Twister then.
No.
Let me just get on to my point that I was making.
Go, do it. I will
Right.
be quiet.
All that lightning, yeah.
Yes.
And they've strapped themselves to metal pipes.
That's a very
So
good
why
point.
haven't they been struck by lightning?
What did they strap themselves to it with?
Belts. Kevin Costner's belt.
So it's got a buckle on it, so there's
Yeah.
metal on the belt.
Yeah.
They
And I
should
mean,
be
if you're
sacked.
that close to lightning,
you're going to get
The
electrocuted.
leather's not going to be a very good insulator at all.
So yeah, anyone who was in Twister doesn't deserve anything ever. I heard Tommy Lee Jones is quite good in Lincoln, and I've heard Christoph Waltz is quite good in Django Unchained, but for our money it's Javier Bardem because he was outstanding in Skyfall and had scary hair and a face that imploded on itself. It was weird. So leading on to leading actresses, for Jessica Chastain, Zero Dark 30, Marion Cotillard, Rust and Bones, a bone, Jennifer Lawrence, Silver Linings Playbook, Dame Helen Mirren for Hitchcock, and Emmanuel Riva for Amour. This one we thought,
The Brit again, wasn't it?
yeah,
That we
Dame
went
Helen
for.
Mirren again, we reckon for Hitchcock, but would prefer to see it go to Jennifer Lawrence
Yeah.
Because
She's fit.
and she was in the Hunger Games,
and
which
we liked the Hunger Games.
which we liked, and we went into in depth. It's a really good set of books as well as a film, and hopefully the next two films can be as good. I can't quite see how they're going to make the third one into the film because it's going to have to be almost entirely CG.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting for kids and adults, not just the kids.
Yeah, I mean, I like the books, like I said, because they're really an easy read.
I managed to get through all three of them in about 1.5, 2 months.
It took me a bit longer because I was reading them on my lunch breaks at work.
See, I was reading in bed, I just didn't sleep.
Just reading the Hunger
It's one of those
Games
things
kept
where
you
you
awake
just
at night.
kind of get to the chapter. And,
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's why I managed to read them all. Generally, if I'm reading a book, I kind of have
yeah,
I was reading Cloud Atlas, and it took me so long
really.
because it was started really good. You start when you get the 4-5 stories, you get the first half of them. It's really interesting. You get to the second half, and you're just kind of like, it's kind of the same thing,
Yeah.
which is the point of the story itself.
Oh, right.
It's
See, I
kind
don't
of it's
know
the same thing.
about that.
Yeah, it's kind of the point of the story, and it did take me a while to finish that book because I just didn't want to turn the page anymore.
I got that with Lord of the Rings.
I didn't think it was as good as everyone was making out. We've gone fucking digressed from the subject.
It's
again.
okay, it's fine. We digress anyway.
But yeah,
This is
Cloud
what the
Atlas.
point is.
Cloud Atlas is okay.
But Cloud Atlas is not in the BAFTAs.
No.
So,
But Jennifer Lawrence was in Hunger Games, and Hunger Games was good.
yes, and that's why she should get Best Leading Actress
But she
for
probably
Silver
won't.
Linings Playbook.
But she probably won't.
But yeah, she'll probably be beaten by Dame Helen Mirren again.
We don't even know if she's really that good in it or in the running.
It looked like a really good film. I wanted to go and see it, but didn't get around to it.
Yeah, we don't know if she's like second choice above any of the others,
No.
but she is for us.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence in our book should win it.
Oh,
because
yes.
of previous. But probably Dame Helen Mirren. Which takes us on to leading actor. Out of Ben Affleck for Argo, Bradley Cooper for Silver Linings Playbook, Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln, Hugh Jackman for Les Mis, and Joaquin Phoenix for The Master.
Corky.
What?
Who did we say it was?
Well, we said
leading
Daniel
actor.
Day-Lewis.
Or did we
Just
say?
because it's Daniel Day-Lewis and he just wins everything anyway.
Yeah, he comes out of retirement every 5 years to do a 3-hour film where he immerses himself in a character.
And probably win an award.
And wins awards. Yeah, it's just what he does, really.
Yeah,
I don't think he
he's
won
an
anything for
award.
Gangs of New York, mind you, did he?
He's an award kind of.
He just walks past people and they go, "Oh, hand him awards."
Yeah, here you go. Have this.
Yeah.
What is it? It's a Grammy. Well, I've never sung anything, so
So
you
you just
The
have-
Grammy.
deserve it anyway. Lovely.
You're Danny Day-Lewis.
Yeah, no, it's
You should sing something, and here is a preemptive Grammy for you.
Exactly.
But yeah,
But it
honourable
could
mention to
be-
Hugh Jackman,
Could
though,
be
I think.
Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman apparently is very, very good in Les
He is.
Miserables.
He was.
Joaquin. I mean, here's one for what's Joaquin Phoenix's other name.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, shit, we've lost those other trivia questions that Corky had.
Yeah.
Well, this is it then. Right, here we go. So Joaquin.
We'll do
Phoenix.
this. We'll do your trivia after.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first trivia question, because it's kind of linked to what we're talking about now.
Yeah.
What is
Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Phoenix's other name or
Other
real
name.
name?
No, Joaquin is his real name.
Oh, okay.
However, he changed it because all the other family.
I think I know.
No, you don't.
I think I do.
Okay, tell me now.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, because all the other Phoenix family have really weird names.
All to do-
And Joaquin wasn't weird enough for
No, he
him.
wasn't
yeah,
good
but they're
enough
all
for
to
it.
do with like nature and stuff.
Yeah.
Aren't they?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ah.
Tom does know.
There's
Stop
a
taking.
clue. So yeah, ABH Pod @gmail.com.
If you know the answer.
If you know the answer, send it in stamp-addressed envelope.
Yeah.
Self-addressed.
Make it
Self-addressed
out
envelope.
to. I don't know. There's going to be something funny.
Just email us. It's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
easier.
email
Yeah,
is
don't
easier.
email us an envelope.
I think you should.
And don't.
We're going to
trust
get
the Royal
pictures.
Mail
I
anyway.
was going to say loads, but we'll probably get like one or two pictures of envelopes.
Okay.
So,
Yes, sir.
Daniel Day-Lewis, even though it's going to be a toss-up between him and Hugh Jackman. Oh, God.
Drew Hackman.
It's because we've already been talking for over an hour. I'm tired.
I'm
My mouth's
sorry. I do hate myself
my
for doing
mouth's
it.
tired. I would love some Mountain Dew
For fuck's sake.
to quench my thirst.
Right. Outstanding British film.
Yeah, the nominations are Anna Karenina, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. That's a difficult one as well. Les Miserables, Seven Psychopaths, and Skyfall. Now, we didn't even touch on Seven Psychopaths. I think that's probably because it doesn't.
More of an outside shot. I
Yeah.
think.
I don't really know.
It's by the guy who did In Bruges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
In Bruges was
I've heard of In
It's a
Bruges.
great
If
film.
that's any
I kind
sort.
of wanted to see Seven Psychopaths because of
It's
In
still
Bruges.
quite dark. It's quite dark comedy, but
But it's
No, I don't
the
think
outside of there. It's the scraping at the bottom of the barrel, isn't
it
it?
was basically there because I needed 5.
Yeah.
That was it. I need 5. I know. Well, we've got a toss up between Run or something, and that one. I'll put that one in. Okay.
We what did we say?
We had a big debate because
We did go Les Mis or Skyfall originally. We were kind of
Yeah.
going between those two.
I really like The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, but I don't think it's going to win.
But then that's what we said
Outstanding
last time.
British
We were
Film.
saying because it's
However,
a lesser known British film.
and it's got veteran actors, like all the actors in it.
It does
are
actually stand.
amazing. Like the heft of those actors themselves alone, kind of. It kind of propels it to the top of that list, but
Yeah.
it's not a good compared to Les Miserables and Skyfall. I don't think it's got, or even Anna Karenina, which is supposed to be, quite lavish. It's not got that kind of best film quality
Yeah.
to it.
But then we did kind of. You pointed out the fact that Skyfall isn't.
Yeah,
Skyfall isn't in the best film category, so we kind of went.
It's
Les
gonna
Mis will probably get outstanding British film.
No, Skyfall will get outstanding British film because it's not in the best film.
And Les Mis will probably get best film.
Yeah, mainly because Skyfall is the anniversary film for the Bond franchise.
Yeah.
50 years of Bond. I think they're making a big deal of Bond at the BAFTAs this year.
It's
as
probably
well.
going to be to do with the opening and all the fucking music and.
You'll have the car and you'll have Adele singing and stuff like that. Probably.
Yeah, we won't go there again.
Yeah, well, me and Corky, we like the Adele song because it's evocative of Shirley Bassey, Diamonds Are Forever, and
I agree
Adele
with
song.
that. However, I don't think it's a good song.
What you wanted was brass. It didn't do that. So.
Either that, I wanted the potential for Kanye West to do a remix of it. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, although we kind of went with Skyfall for Outstanding British Film, unless they have given it a special award of its own.
Yeah.
Because of its 50 years, because of its contribution to British cinema.
Yeah, I heard a rumour that there was going to be... I don't know whether it's going to be at the BAFTAs or whether it was at something else, that they're going to get all the
James Bonds on stage at once. I think that's the Oscars.
Or is it the Oscars?
Because it was mentioned on a podcast and I only listen to American podcasts.
Yeah, which is
Although
weird
they might have
because-
been jealous because it happens at the BAFTAs.
Maybe. Which is weird because Sean Connery is legendarily grumpy and doesn't like
and
to say-
retired.
Yeah, and so having him there would be a bit strange. But
Yeah.
he might do it. You never know. It would be interesting to see. I
Give
suppose.
him a woman to slap.
So yeah, Skyfall for Best Outstanding British Film. Best film is between Argo, Les Mis, Life of Pi, Lincoln, and Zero Dark 30. And we had, we're split on this one. I personally think Argo is the outside shot because of just the big kind of. It won a load of Golden Globes. There's big hype about it at the Oscars, and I think that the British film industry can sometimes get a bit blinded by that. They want a bit of Ben Affleck. So they might give it to him.
Do you want a bit of Affleck?
I can't even
I wouldn't
remember
say
what I
no.
went
Would you?
for.
So he came out to your house and said, "Tom, I'm naked under my clothes. Will you do me? What would you do?
It is Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So.
But what if he offered you money as well?
Money as well, yeah, definitely. You know, £100.
I'd ask if Matt Damon could high five me afterwards.
That's true. I'll do that. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I'll go. Corky thought
Life of Pi.
Life of Pi because
I like pie.
And it was
He would
supposed to be
love a life of it.
unfilmable.
And I would like a life of it.
No, do you like
but
pie?
only chicken and mushroom.
Do you like pie PIE, not pie?
Like,
Well, it's
Not
close
like
enough.
the number.
not like 3.142.
Whatever.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Most people who do podcasts
There's a
know
film.
that.
There's a movie by I think it's Darren Aronofsky who does a film called Pi,
Oh yeah.
and it's all about a mathematician who discovers the actual number.
The whole thing.
They got religious groups who are after him because apparently when you find that it's the true name of God, and then there's like
Oh really?
That's a really long name.
yeah, I know.
And a really weird name.
Yeah.
What would you call that?
Well,
Hey,
it's
3.142, come here.
So it's his first name 3, middle name point, and then the rest of it is his
The rest of
surname.
it is the surname. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
it's good. It's really messed up. There's a bit of a brain in a subway.
Really.
I really didn't grasp the entire film, but it's weird. I think it's him.
And did I go for Les Mis?
I think
Or
you
did
did.
I go for Zero Dark 30 because of the subject?
Oh maybe.
So they might
See,
get
I
it
think
because
Zero
of the
Dark
subject.
30
I think that's
would-
more of a...
It's
Is that
more-
in Best Film at the Oscars?
Yeah. It will
It's
be.
more of a contender for an Oscar, like an American. Oh, it's about
It's
killing
us going
him,
in and
and it's
killing Bin Laden.
that's like an American film.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah,
'cause-
I'd love Les Mis to it just because I watched it. I have to admit I've never seen the show itself, not even listened to the soundtrack, and I went to see the film and I just thought it was incredible.
Yeah, and then he came out and said, God, that was depressing. What do you expect?
It's called The Miserable Ones.
God.
Les Miserable.
But yeah, we figured out, what was it we figured out of all of the cast members, or all of the main cast members, 4 survived?
4 survive, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a
it's
lot of them.
Got a high body count here.
It has. Lots of blood.
French Revolution. Lots of people
What can I
died.
say? So yeah.
We're going in that.
So we're split 3 ways, and we're going to see tonight who wins out of the 3 of us.
And
And the winner.
Tom said he would probably live tweet.
Yeah, I'll be watching it tonight, and we'll see whether we're right or not.
Yes.
You know, we'll see how much we know about the British film industry and their.
I will freely admit I don't,
No.
which is why I haven't had much input on this.
I try not
Which
to.
is why Corky was here, otherwise it would have been quite a one-sided conversation, I think.
True.
Or a very
No,
different
no, I'm just
conversation.
here because
You got drunk.
I have nothing better to do in my life. You know,
You could be at
Could
home
be at
building another enterprise.
I could be. You're just jealous because I've got one and you haven't.
I don't want one.
Why don't you
Anywho,
What
so
you
Tom
think?
will live tweet
Stop
the
slagging me
BAFTAs
off,
if he
you prick.
remembers. So find him at go and follow him at
Hey,
Hey
it's
It's Me Tom.
Tom.
That is if this episode comes out before the BAFTAs and you have listened to it before the BAFTAs.
Yeah, or you could if you're.
Or you're like an hour into the BAFTAs and you're like, oh shit, Tom's live tweeting this. I better load up my Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Are we going for your Baby Dancers Gangnam Style? Do we want any of that? Really?
No, not really.
So Tom found some strange.
Well, you had a story.
Oh, about Studio
yourself about a film.
City, the Dave Grohl documentary. I really hate us to talk about this again. Yes, Studio City is Dave Grohl's. Oh, do I have to load it up? No, I don't. Is Dave Grohl's documentary? Essentially, it's Studio City was a recording studio. It's somewhere in America where lots of really famous albums were made.
Yeah.
And it's responsible for the most famous lineup of Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Because Mick Fleetwood went there and heard Buckingham
Stevie Nicks.
and Buckingham, the guitarist,
Yeah.
performing. And when Fleetwood Mac went to record their album, they needed a guitarist, so they said, "Can we have him?" And they were like, "Well, we're not coming without Stevie, so you're going to have to take her on as well." Which is how they ended up becoming the Fleetwood Mac that made lots of money. Yeah, Nirvana recorded Nevermind there. I think Queens of the Stone Age recorded an album there.
Whether it's Songs for the Deaf or not, we're not
Or
quite
it might
sure.
be.
I would
Was there
imagine
one before that?
there were 2 before.
There were 2 before
was
that. I think it was one of the earlier
Self-Titled
ones.
and Rated R.
Yeah, I think it was one of the other two. I think it was before Songs for the Deaf. But yeah, so like a lot of people have recorded there, and Dave Grohl heard that it was shutting down, and there was like a legendary sound desk there built in the UK, engineered by a Brit.
Of course.
That cost, I think, $75,000 when the studio owner's house cost him like $30,000, which is ridiculous.
A lot.
He said his wife would have killed him if she found out, if she knew about that. I wonder why. But luckily it worked out for him.
Buying a piece of equipment that's 3 times more expensive than your own house.
Yeah. So so Dave Grohl heard it was shutting down, thought everyone should really know the story of Studio City. So he decided to make a documentary, and he got in touch with people that have recorded there, and pretty much all of them agreed to be part of the documentary.
Which is good.
So the documentary starts explaining what Sound City is, but bearing in mind it's a legendary studio. One of the reasons it's legendary is because it's a shithole. And I think there were 2 people on the documentary that said they wonder if people used it after them, if the skin started burning and stuff, just because of the amount of cocaine that would have been on the sound disc. So so it starts explaining that, and then it moves on to an actual part about the Neve console, which Dave Grohl in an interview said it was about the Neve console. They didn't really cover the Neve console that much.
Did they not?
No, so I think it was more about the process of recording an album.
So this is not really a documentary about the soundboard.
It's more. I think they do focus more on the studio.
Dave Grohl. This is Dave Grohl. I'm Dave Grohl. I'm awesome. Let's make a film about myself because I'm Dave Grohl and I'm awesome.
No, I mean, like I did say earlier, they spent a lot of time on Foo Fighters or Nirvana and Dave Grohl, but that's in comparison to the other bands they talk about. They talk about a lot of bands, so there's not most of the film is about Dave Grohl. But there is more time allotted to Dave Grohl, I think, than
that's because
other people. But then you're making a film that you're involved in. It's going to be linked to you somehow. You are going to spend more about yourself because you know more about yourself.
Yeah, it was just pure laziness, though. No research. There you go. That's it, really, isn't it?
I don't know. Well, yeah. I mean, you can watch it, and
I suppose it depends as well how many memories anyone else that they've got in.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest.
For the documentary has of the place, you know. I mean, Dave Grohl obviously has a vested interest in it because he's buying he's bought the equipment. And
he did buy the sound desk himself, and it's now in his home studio. I don't know if it's his home studio or his studio. I don't know if it's actually at his house.
I see.
But I mean, you're saying about the memories themselves. There are because I pre-ordered the film, so you got clips, and it was basically like your first musical memory. And Dave Grohl tells a story about his first memory, and then I think Trent Reznor or somebody else tells a story.
Yeah.
Josh Homme, they call him in that. Yeah, Josh Homme said, I remember going and buying this album with my brother. That was his clip. Like he said about the album, everyone said, this, and it meant this to me and stuff. And Josh Homme was kind of like, my first musical memory is when I went and bought an album with my brother. And that's the end of the clip, and you're like, oh, hang on a minute. Oh. That's not a great exclusive clip, really.
I went to Tesco to buy some bread.
Yes.
Did you? What kind of bread was it?
Hovis.
I mean, the climax...
What kind of Hovis? Was it just normal Hovis?
Farmhouse.
Was it thick slice?
Thick, yeah.
Yeah? Did it have that really nice, like, flour on the...
Yeah,
Was it granary?
You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, that's lovely, that stuff.
Was it granary?
I had that this morning, actually.
It's good.
Yeah, I had some bacon.
Nice.
It didn't come from Tesco, so it came from Iceland.
Oh, okay. Mine actually came from Asda.
Did it really? Oh dear.
I'm glad we brought Corky in to derail the podcast.
That was my fault, actually.
Oh, okay. So the documentary, the end of the documentary, the last third, the closing act, Act 3, is based, let's say, Foo Fighters, because it is pretty much all the members of Foo Fighters, recording new original songs on the sound disc with people like Trent Reznor, Josh Homme. Who else did I say? I mean, Paul McCartney was the biggest sort of name that's on
the thing
there.
That I'd read,
that song is amazing.
The thing that I'd read on iTunes was that Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic, and Paul McCartney performed a Nirvana song, which I find bizarre because.
But that's not on the album itself.
No, but is it on the documentary?
No. It's not even on the documentary. It was literally just for the Benefit for Sandy gig.
Oh, right.
The song they do is not. Well, as far as it's not a Nirvana song because it's all original music, and it is a very good song that they do. But yeah, no, that was at the Benefit for Sandy gig, and I have seen the clip, and it's not bad.
All right.
It actually is quite good.
Fair play. And Corey Taylor as well. He does
Corey
a
Taylor's
song
on the album.
yeah.
Doesn't feature in the documentary a lot.
No, I heard him on an interview somewhere. I think it
Yeah.
might have been Zane Lowe or something like that. Interviewed him.
But yeah, I haven't actually heard that song.
No, I think I've heard a clip of it. It sounds alright.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But it was good. The
Yes.
documentary.
Yeah, the documentary was good.
documentary's
I would
worth a
definitely
watch.
say go to buy.studio sound. Hang on, studio soundcitymovie.com. Fuck, I'm gonna have to load it up. But yeah, buy.soundcitymovie.com. If you buy it from there, it's DRM free because you could get it on iTunes. I could have paid £1 less on iTunes, but then I
Okay.
wouldn't have been able to put it on a DVD and watch it
Oh,
on my
right.
TV.
Oh, so you're legally allowed now.
So I am legally out because I brought it DRM free from the website.
yeah. But
So
I'm
I've
not
put it on a
allowed to borrow
DVD.
it.
You're not allowed to borrow it.
So I'm going to stay here and watch it.
Yes, I'm not going to take that DVD, put it in your hands, and send you out the door with it.
No, and I wouldn't dream of doing such a thing either, because that kind of stuff funds terrorism, as we all know.
Yeah. And I wouldn't steal a
Hold on,
handbag.
I'm just going to have a look now and actually look at this. What their definition of unauthorised lending is, because that just sounds
Do you
like
know what?
stealing to me.
Unless they have changed the law says that you're not actually allowed to make a copy. So downloading it, you're not technically allowed to then put it on your iPod because you've now got 2 copies.
Yeah,
So the law didn't allow for digital medium.
That's true. They
So
need to
they
update
didn't allow
their,
for the fact that you've now got 2 copies, and if you've got an iPod as well, you've got 3 copies. An iPad
Oh,
on your phone.
or any other device that doesn't start with
Yeah.
like an Android device,
Digital,
like a Zune.
yeah, like a digital media player of some sort.
Yeah. So watch the film, buy the film, watch the film.
Buy.soundcitymovie.com.
Don't get lent it by one of your friends.
No, it's illegal.
Because
hold on, I'm just checking here.
No, okay. You keep checking.
I'm just checking.
Tom, tell us about some giant cat.
Um,
If it's anything like the last podcast we recorded that
no,
disappeared.
because the thing that I was going to talk about was the gym, actually, and the gym.
Oh,
is
okay.
you know, after my story of gym inappropriateness last week, I actually want to put out a new
Inappropriate.
thing. Yeah, I want to find out. You know, I've got a list of songs myself that I think are inappropriate for the gym.
Yeah.
But we'd like to hear what kind of songs you think are inappropriate for the gym. You know, and then we can. I don't know whether we can. We probably can't put them up on the podcast, but we can certainly compile a list
Yes.
on the website of inappropriate, and then we can get the most inappropriate gym playlist for you to listen to while you're at the gym.
Yeah. I think if you go to a nice bodybuilder's gym, like is it Bob Prowse gym?
Yeah, Dave
Prowse.
Bob Prowse.
Is
Bob
Bob
Prowse
Prowse?
gym.
Yeah.
Dave Prowse was.
Dave Prowse was Darth
Vader.
Wasn't he?
There we
Or
go.
Only, although I found out only while he was standing still.
He wasn't the moving Darth
No.
Vader.
Apparently, he
No, there was a
wasn't.
second.
There was a
Darth
second guy
Vader.
in the suit while he was doing all the walking and jumping and stuff.
But anyway,
Anyway.
if you're at a gym, a proper bodybuilder's gym, I think Boys would be a good fucking song. A nice inappropriate song for a gym.
I've already suggested.
Playing with the boys off the Top
Oh.
Gun soundtrack.
Or I like big butts.
Yeah,
I
so
like big butts, yeah.
So we've got, you know, there's now 5, I think, that we've put out on the podcast. We want to hear from you. So abhpod@gmail.com
Yes.
is where you send your inappropriate gym music
Yes.
contributions to us. Perhaps I'll download all the songs. Not download. I'll buy all the songs.
But you can download them
Yeah.
after you've brought them.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You mean you'll buy them on iTunes?
I'll buy them on a music provider from the internet.
Yeah.
And
Our podcast is on
yeah,
iTunes.
I know. We're allowed to use iTunes. And then I'll put them all on to my iPod and then see how inappropriate they are, and I'll come back with a rating.
Are you actually going to listen to them?
Yeah, sod it, why not?
Awesome.
And also, we'll put the list of songs up there. It'll be an ever-growing list on our website, and you can do the same. It'll be fun. It'll be interactive,
Yeah.
which is what we
Did you
like.
get a definitive?
I have found
definitive.
it. I have found it. Right, you are allowed to lend it to him.
Oh, okay.
Right, as long as he doesn't then go out and show the public.
Okay, so
Okay.
I can lend my personal copy to somebody.
But if it's a downloaded one,
Yes.
you're not allowed to,
Oh,
because it's only for copy for home use only.
Okay. But
provided the original is not subsequent. Oh no, actually.
So if I've downloaded it, I can't send him the file.
No.
But because I put it on DVD, I can lend it to him.
No.
But if I've brought it, I can lend.
If you bought the hard copy,
yeah,
you can lend it to him.
But I can't put the file I brought onto a disc and lend it to him.
That is copy for the third party.
That is making a copy of the
There
file, which is what we spoke about.
Which is exactly why I'm going to watch it here.
Yes.
And not anywhere else.
Yes, you're allowed to do that.
Yep. Cool. So we've got that straightened out. Not anywhere else but here.
Yeah. It doesn't work that well.
No.
Yeah, inappropriate gym songs.
Yeah.
And then Tom will buy them and then put them on his
my generic
MP3 player.
Yeah.
And listen to them in the gym while he's working out.
Girls by Queen.
Bicycle Race by Queen when you're on the fucking bike.
So yeah.
That's not inappropriate, that's more appropriate for what you're doing.
So we'll try and
But that'd be good to see if it makes you cycle any faster.
Yeah. And I'll come back with you once I've listened to those. See, there was a more kind of natural.
That's weird.
What?
It's a really weird noise. It's very faint. If we keep talking, we could probably cover it up.
Right. Okay. Well, don't make us stop talking then.
Keep talking.
I wanted to know if I could hear it. I wanted to see if I could find. No, it's getting louder as we talk.
Cabbage.
So anyway, there was going to be a much more naturalistic story about the gym but it didn't really come up this time around, so I'll shelve that for another week. So I was looking at really weird kind of news stories off the Telegraph website, and I've got a couple of examples of them here at the moment. There was one that was posted on February the 5th. The world's longest cat has died. Stewie the cat, the longest domestic cat in the world.
Well, yeah, because I mean it won't be longer than a fucking lion or.
No, of course.
But
measuring more than 4 feet long from nose to tail has died. Now Stewie isn't actually his full name. His full name is My Main's Stuart Gilligan. And we think that might be something to do with
Family Guy. I think it will be.
Because Corky's got a bit of trivia here.
But the thing is, I've got most of the Family Guy series.
You never heard Stewie's full name?
No, I haven't. Is this another thing for another email question?
I think it is.
I think it is.
So Stewie Griffin of Family Guy has got a full name.
Yep.
Email us if you know it.
If you know it, again, email us at abhpod.
You win nothing
at gmail.com. You win our respect if you know the questions. If you know the answers to the questions.
You get nothing, sir.
Good day, sir. The cat, Stewie,
died
after a year-long battle with cancer. And yeah, if you look at the picture, which hopefully we'll post,
he's not just long
up on the website. It's not. I don't think long. Kind of. You kind of have this image of a sausage cat.
A sausage cat. But yeah, when you look at the picture, he is just a big cat.
A big cat.
So I think he is proportionally long.
But also the picture itself, I think that woman is stretching it.
Yeah. But that's just for the picture.
It just looks like she's kind of...
Yeah, that's just for the picture. But I mean, obviously when they measured him for the record books...
Yeah, he was 48.5 inches from nose to tail, which is quite long.
Yeah, and we had a thing I was going to email Guinness.
Yeah,
because it says longest cat. Does he lose his title because he's died?
Or does he stay the longest cat until there is
because he's the longest recorded cat? Because it doesn't specify whether it's longest living domestic cat.
It just says longest cat.
So I'm going to email them and I will get back to you.
Yeah, we're going to do some investigative journalism.
Yes.
It'll be a first for this show. But sad cat dies from cancer, was the longest cat. That was the other thing. Hundreds of fans have flooded Stewie's Facebook site with memories and condolences. Memories
of a cat they are fans of on Facebook.
And have never met.
We're assuming they never met him. They might have made a pilgrimage because he might be some sort of messiah to them.
The
cat Jesus.
He's not the messiah, he's just a very long cat.
Thing is though, right, it says that you spent like a year's battle with cancer.
Yeah.
So that means that the owner spent a lot of money. Does that mean she's going to like buy a plot for him or something?
Put in a cat cemetery.
Yeah, exactly.
Pet cemetery.
Cemetery.
Sometimes dead is better.
Behind a
giant
big rock
cat.
or something. It's gonna like resurrect after 3 days.
But being that long, does he need a human plot?
That's true.
It's
Or does he have
almost
to have a
the
dog's
size
plot?
Of a very small.
A medium-sized dog plot,
Maybe.
just to pay extra.
But yeah, apparently the cat was a certified therapy animal that frequently visited Reno Senior Care Centre and helped promote animal welfare awareness.
Oh, it's an
So-
American
Yeah, so
thing.
he's got a
It used
PhD.
to-
Yeah.
The cat's got a PhD, but he didn't have to
No,
go
it
6
used
years
to
to college
visit
for that.
old people and
Just
they
make
used
them-
to pet it and it was therapy.
I suppose it's sort of
That's probably the people that are leaving all the messages of memories.
old people Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
I know people who are old and use Facebook. Your dad uses it.
You call my dad old?
He's older than me.
Great, he's going to retract his 3-star review, isn't he?
He's going to dump this one down to a 1-star.
Exactly. You see, I'll never be invited back again. I can have a lay in.
We record at lunchtime.
Yeah, but I can watch football then. There you go.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah, and are you going to go for that
so
last?
there'll be a lot of messages for the cat. It's very sad. Boo-hoo.
I hate cats. They're evil.
I like cats, but is it an achievement?
Just because he was
being
big.
a big cat.
Congratulations,
I mean, the
your
thing-
cat
the thing
has
with
gigantism.
The thing with the Guinness Book of World Records is they're not really. A lot of them are just pointless. I find, you know,
A lot of
how
records
many
are.
how many staples
there's
can you fit on your
loads.
face? Or
I do love reading the Guinness World Records, and I love watching the bizarre, bonkers Guinness World Records. Should they have a separate book
I think so. I
for
think
the
that
shit stuff
the-
and the stuff
The
that's
problem
actually
with
important?
The problem with the Guinness Book, right? They never ever give you the list of every
world record.
Every world record. It's always like the odd
shit.
one or two.
It's the one people want to read.
Yeah.
The thing is, although saying that, is there such a thing as an important world record?
Yes.
Name one. Dead air. Awesome.
is it.
Is there any
Better-
sort of
I'd like to
Guinness World
point out
record
there
that
wasn't
makes?
dead air. You know, Anthony grabbed hold of me and forced me to stop talking.
Is there
very
any?
violent.
Is there any world record that's like the longest so and so in the world is going to make a difference to your life?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's all
I
well
can't
and good.
think of anything that might be important. Longest fingernails.
Biggest building.
Tallest
Oldest
building,
building.
yeah, I suppose tallest building because that is like an architectural achievement.
Oldest building.
Yeah. And
Oldest
our
building.
like physical feats, like 100 meters world record.
Yeah,
Stuff like that. You know,
I suppose that,
this
yeah.
is as fast as a human being can travel between here and here.
that kind of thing. Okay, yeah, I stand corrected. That
Yeah,
sort
but
of
how-
thing is good.
Thing is though, right,
But again,
Doesn't
it
make a difference
affect
to my
your
life.
No.
But
well, it does if you want to get down the shops quickly. You go. Hold on, Comet's delivering something in 36 seconds. I better get down the shop quickly then.
how far away is the shop?
How far away is the shop indeed?
400 meters, 36
Oh.
seconds.
Oh, can you do it? Probably not.
Can be
Yeah.
done.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
But you've got to get back.
Yeah.
So the
You've
shop
gotta
can only
buy
be
it.
200 metres away. But then it has to be 150 because you've got to have time to pick something up and pay
And
for it.
there's
But then you've got to
always-
allow for a queue.
There's always an old lady there who's going, "Oh, I'm paying for my
With a check.
for my newspaper delivery."
With a cheque or with
2p,
pennies.
4p. And she's shaking. She's dropped it on the floor as well.
She's got to bend down and pick it up.
Got to
Oh,
bend
her
down,
bag's
she goes-
gone.
She goes, "Oh," and she turns around and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry."
And then carries on.
Carries on. It's like, well, can you let me go first, yeah? Because I've definitely got like a note here. that
I've
I
only
can
got a
pay
can
with.
of Mountain Dew.
Exactly, you know.
And you're obviously not sorry because you're carrying on.
Yeah, she carries on. She goes on and on and on, and she's all got a bag as well. Then she's got to put everything in her bag, you know, which clearly has got nothing in it anyway. But she's got to put it in there. It takes her so long. She can't get the zip done up. It's like those fucking old people at fucking cash points as well, isn't it? They sit there, they put their card in, and they stare at the fucking screen for like 10 minutes when it says, "Please put your pin in."
I can't tell if that noise is my earphones or the computer, so I'm going to apologise just in case it is on the recording.
Yeah, we hope
Because it
it's-
is fucking irritating the shit out of me.
I'm glad I didn't bring my headphones.
No,
to this
no, but
one.
then
I'm
we could
glad
tell
it's
if it was my
irritating.
headphones.
True. Yeah, good point. All right.
So, yeah.
So that's the second time.
So old people suck. There are certain important Guinness World Records. The world's longest cat isn't one of them.
Probably not. Get over it. It's a cat. They die.
But I will email Guinness.
Yeah. We'll
and
find
ask
out if the world record still stands at that cat, or whether it now gets passed to the world's second longest cat until now. Where it is now the world's longest cat.
Until it dies. Right.
And a bigger
9-year-old girl gives birth.
Yeah, this is something that caught my eye just because of the nastiness of it, really.
It is like the title of our last podcast that we went for to hope that people download.
Yeah, precisely.
9-year-old girl gives birth. What the fuck?
So a little girl identified only as Daphne was just over 8 when she became pregnant in Jalisco State in Mexico. Although I guess that should be Jalisco.
Yeah, probably Jalisco, isn't it? Jalisco.
Yeah.
I know, because it's Spanish in Spain with the lisp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jalisco.
So that's where she was. She got pregnant at 8 and gave birth at 9, and that's pretty wrong. Apparently, the girl was born on the 27th of January at the hospital there, weighing 5 pounds 7 ounces. They were both released literally a week later from the hospital, as if
you're 9, you've just given birth, go out into the world.
It doesn't say that they were released into some sort of care, into some sort of program. It's just like released.
Just released.
It's normal. Go and
you're old enough to
raise
give
your
birth.
child at 9. It's ridiculous. But yeah, they're saying that the father of the baby is a boy of 17, and he's currently missing as he is run away.
Has he run away?
Has the father killed him?
Killed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Has the girl's dad killed him?
I would imagine that he's looking for him.
I imagine so.
I mean,
I would be inclined to say that he hasn't run.
I think they'll find him in a shallow grave somewhere in the desert.
Yeah. Probably tried to get over the border, and Border Patrol shot him.
I mean, it's that whole thing of like, as I said earlier on, which wasn't recorded but is now hopefully being recorded.
I'm going to get killed if it isn't.
Not just killed, Anthony.
I heard something in the news. I'm not quite sure how accurate it is. I don't know whether it was the news. I've heard something that in Mexico, the problem with paedophilia in that country was so bad that they decided to lower the age of consent to 14. Which is an outrage, because that's a country covering up its own.
Yeah, paedophilia is not a problem in our country. Look, our figures show that it's down this year.
We've taken a drastic measure against paedophiles in this country. Look at how bad it was 3 years ago, and look at how bad it is now. There's been a massive drop.
And what is it you've done to reduce the numbers so dramatically?
Funnily enough, it kind of coincides with the fact that we've made it legal for 14-year-olds to have sex.
Yeah. Why have your figures dramatically dropped? Because you can now fuck children.
But my argument is this, and also there's a 10-year-old girl in Colombia who gave birth to a baby last year. Is it connected to the fact that they've reduced the age of consent? Because if you
now paedophiles are going after younger kids.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, it's the fetishization of the minor, isn't it? I mean,
why do you keep using that word? I have absolutely no idea what it means.
Fetishization?
Yeah, it sounds like something to do with cheese.
Unfortunately,
it doesn't it? Feta.
Yeah, maybe. No, it's like the sexualization of kids. I mean,
I couldn't even said that to begin with.
Because it's different.
I like to appear more intelligent.
And it is slightly different.
It's a slightly different meaning. Fetishization is kind of it's a fantasy type thing.
Sexualization is more telling people that this is sexy.
Yeah.
Like me.
I would say.
But basically what it is, you look at this country, for example, and kids who are under the age of 18 want to look older so that they can buy booze and get into clubs and all the rest of it. And I know that's not going to happen for people under 14, but they're going to want to look older so that they can get a boyfriend or like attract boys. So surely...
Do you do that to attract boys?
I do.
If you reduce the age, it brings it closer to the younger people.
To an actual child.
So yeah, if you reduce it to 16, sort of legally going clubs at 16, then the 14, 15-year-olds are like, oh, well, if I do myself up a little bit, I'll be able to get away with being 16. So then they start tying themselves up.
And this kind of, is it now has it got to the point in Mexico where the age of consent may be, allegedly, I'm not saying that it is because I'm not sure, that it's 14. So now you're going to get 10-year-olds and 9-year-olds getting... It's a minefield.
Yeah, is that linked in some way, basically?
Yeah, it would be an interesting question to have answered, but I don't think anyone can answer it because I'm not entirely sure that mine
that's even right. True. So that might have been a totally pointless. It raises a good point, though. Yeah, if that is the case.
And maybe they should look at perhaps tackling the problem of paedophilia rather than lowering the age of consent. But I don't want to start anything with Mexico.
I didn't get what Corky just said.
No, what was that you were mouthing?
You say it, Corky.
No.
Okay.
Right. So we are slowly approaching the hour. We have covered everything.
Pretty much.
Apart from this. What?
We'll talk about that film as well.
What film?
You were going to watch for next week.
Oh yeah, the Netflix film.
Which is quite impressive that we actually completely forgot about the last time.
But you remembered this time.
But I've remembered. It's because I've sobered up since last time.
Yeah. The one thing, bringing Corky in, I think I spoke about it on the first episode actually. I wanted to bring Corky in because he does have quite a broad knowledge on films. We want him to go to Netflix and find an obscure film that people might not have heard of or that people have just forgotten about. But one that he thinks people should see or is quite interesting, so we can talk about it next week. Right. Do you have access to Netflix, Tom?
Yeah, I've got a PlayStation 3.
Do you have Netflix?
No.
Oh.
But I can get a hold of it, I guess.
Yeah. At the moment, they're doing a month's free trial when you sign up.
Oh, look at that!
Well, there you go.
And if he likes it, he might keep it. I think it's only like £6 a month.
Is it?
But
I'll look into it. I'll get something.
Either way, you'll be able to track down the film.
Yeah.
Legally, of course.
Of course.
Very, very legal.
So what was the film called, Corky?
The film itself is called The Last Supper.
The Last Supper.
The Last Supper. Basically, a group of students or ex-students decide that they're going to invite people around for a dinner, and if they don't like what they say, they kill them.
Right.
All right.
Which could be quite. I'm sure there's quite a bit more to it.
There's a bit more to it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But that is a.
We got some good stars in it. We got a bit of Cameron Diaz, Ronald. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't care though, because he sucks.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Paxton's in it. Ron Perlman's in it.
Oh.
Wow.
A bit of Ron Perlman. We like a bit of Ron Perlman. Mark Harmon's in it. We like a bit of Mark Harmon as well. You know, but no, it's good. It's a very, very good, strange little film. So worth watching.
And I do kind of want to watch it because the last film that I've never heard of that Corky made me watch on Netflix, I did enjoy quite a lot.
Oh.
And that was Dale and Tucker versus Evil.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
like, I'd never heard of it. I'd never seen. I had like rushed across it on Netflix. Oh, that doesn't sound very good, but I did watch it, and that was fucking hilarious. So yeah, that is kind of why. If Corky suggests something on Netflix, I may give it a go.
Yeah.
Last Supper. So check it out.
It sounds interesting, and
Not
it's got a good
the-
cast as well. I mean, anything with Bill Paxton in it is a certified hit
the
for
problem
me.
is, though,
except maybe Predator 2.
True, actually. Yeah.
But he is good in it. So
Yeah.
he's about the only thing that's good in it.
No. There is full frontal nudity.
There is.
Full frontal nudity is always
makes it for a good movie. Especially, you know, My Bloody Valentine, crap film. Full frontal nudity in 3D. Fantastic.
in 3D. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to watch Piranha 3D.
Oh, yeah,
I never got around to
I heard
Kelly
that,
Brook.
yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
But was that 3D conversion or was it actually filmed in 3D?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The thing that sold me on that Piranha 3D was the beginning scene where it's what's his name? That guy.
I haven't seen it.
That's off. Dreyfus.
Yeah, he's sitting on a boat singing "Show Me the Way to Go Home."
Oh,
Sit on this boat.
Oh, right.
That's what sold me.
It's a good
Awesome.
But that's it. That's all he does in it. It's very boring. But yeah, and there's of course Kelly Brook getting naked with this porn star.
I've seen that scene on YouTube.
Yeah, of course you have.
Who
Yeah.
has?
Yeah, I think that's
Is
the
it
only
when
scene
you
that's
were-
really worth watching, is it?
Were you alone at the time?
Don't think so.
Oh,
Oh, really?
sexy.
Is that what you do? Is it?
No, because the thing is, you hear about Kelly Brook getting naked, and you've heard it loads of times, and you never see anything. So I thought, does she actually get naked? And yeah, she does.
She does.
So you had to check it out.
Yeah, well, you've got to.
Oh,
It's only right.
Kelly
isn't it?
Brook.
true.
She's from Rochester.
She is, yeah.
Yeah, so The Last Supper.
Last Supper, yeah.
We shall have a watch of
Yeah,
that
we'll have a
over
little shifty.
next week.
I'm
when
off.
You're in next.
I'm
we
still
shall
off at the
discuss
minute.
Yeah, you'll never look at tomatoes in the same way again.
it. Okay.
Oh God, no! Last time you said to me was with a pickle.
Oh, I think I know that story as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
What was that one?
Unbroadcastable? I can't
No,
remember.
that's
That was
Terra Firma.
Terra Firma.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say it's
It was a
Troma
Troma film.
isn't it?
Yeah. Terra Firma. If you've seen it, you understand.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go and find out.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. It's worth watching.
Fat man with little dicks.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now we know. Don't have to go and watch it anymore.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, there was one last thing actually in the news that was in the news this week. It was Richard III being found in a car park in Leicester.
Yes.
And the reconstruction of everything. I was like, oh, well, they found him, good for them. But then they reconstructed his face on the skull. And I can't help but think they actually just modelled it on the fucking portrait. Because this is...
But is that portrait... No, that portrait was done... Was that the one that was done after he died?
After he died. But it was... It was by a guy who'd seen him.
But the thing is, if you've seen him, you do a portrait of him, surely when you reconstruct his skull, it's going to look like him, because it's...
Yeah, but it's just like, well, it might as well be...
Who do I... I'm trying to think who I think he looks like, and I can never remember. He looks kind of Lord
looks
Farquaad
like
from
a bit
Shrek.
He does.
It's like the Jimmy Hill, like...
He's got a big pronounced chin, and he's got quite a bulbous nose, but... Did you watch the programme?
No, I didn't.
That lady was off her fucking head.
Really?
She was weird. She's from the Richard III Society, because he was demonised, wasn't he? But there are a group of people who believe he was a good king. He was actually good. And
Yeah,
he was
but there were
Shakespeare
people that
story.
believed Hitler was good.
Yeah, they were Nazis. But they think he was good, and they think like it was it the Tudors made him out to be nasty?
I think
Because
so,
they wanted
yeah.
their king on the throne. Because I didn't actually know. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know. I'm not a history buff. I didn't know.
No,
I didn't even know that he was missing at all.
Yeah, the only reason I'd heard about it is because of the news in the last couple of months, where they thought they'd found him, then they dug into it and they were
was
like, oh, this might be him, and then and then you realise that they've been missing this king for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But what I quite like as well, I saw on a TV programme over the weekend, which I didn't realise, was that he was buried underneath an abbey that used to be there.
Yeah.
But the builders who were building the abbey, when they were excavating to lay the groundstones, they chopped his feet off.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never noticed that.
And we're
Even when
like,
I was watching
"Oh,
the
shit."
documentary. I didn't even notice that when I watched the documentary.
No, they cut his feet off, and that, again, that's in some of the pictures of the site where they were digging him up. There are no feet on the skeleton because these.
What was
that
it
was
called?
about.
Yeah, I heard that in my earphones
Yeah.
before I heard
that's
it. Wow, that was weird.
So yeah, that just interesting that there were cowboy builders back.
I didn't even realise that his feet were missing because they didn't mention it in the documentary at all.
No.
But it's funny because they said he had a hunch, like the demonisation said he had a hunchback, but he actually didn't have a hunchback. It was just a curvature of the spine, which you would have only noticed had you seen him with his top off.
Right.
But when you get close on him, because it was curved to the side as opposed to up.
Oh right. Okay.
So, and they said like he had a hooked hand or one arm, and it would have affected his arm, but probably not to the limit that they said.
So he was a victim of propaganda.
Yeah, they made him out. They exaggerated his his flaws.
Disabilities.
Yeah, they exaggerated them. So
Yeah. Well,
why is he smirking?
Yeah, he's got a pretty aloof
It's
look.
slightly crooked, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
It's the eyes, man.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I think 2 hours we've been recording now.
Yeah, I think that's.
You're only going to get an hour of it. You're lucky you only have to hear it once. We've heard it twice.
Which is why it's a little bit lackluster, I think, maybe in places.
What was Corky's other trivia thing? It was on the Hunger Games.
We
were talking about the Hunger
thing about the
Games.
Running Man and the fact that what was Stephen King's pen name?
That's the one, yeah. Stephen
Because
King's
he
pen
wrote
name.
the screenplay.
He wrote the book. It was a short story.
Sorry, the book. So what was Stephen King's? So what was Stephen King's pen name on the short story of Running Man?
Yep.
We want you to email in with your inappropriate gym songs.
Yes.
And there was another question earlier on in the podcast.
What was the other
which I've
question?
forgotten.
Oh, Stewie Griffin's.
That's it. Yeah,
full
Stewie
name.
Griffin's full name from Family Guy. put all of those in an email to us because you probably won't get.
Oh,
into
and
100
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix's
yes.
other name
Yeah,
that he
was,
used.
which I think I know, which I'll
Yeah.
say afterwards.
But stick them in an email. We will probably give you a shout out next week.
Yeah, and we might even reply if you're lucky. Who knows? I mean,
Yeah, you might get a personal reply from us.
Yeah.
Depends how many people we email in.
yeah. But
And send us a
on
picture
that,
of a self-addressed stamped envelope.
And on that note as well, I'd like to say thank you to Chris Osborne for texting me every week after the show,
Yes.
saying that he's listened to it and he finds it funny and can't explain to his workmates why it is that he's laughing. I hope
Yeah.
that it kind of translates to this one, but I don't think he's going to be able to explain what's
No.
funny about this one to his workmates either. Because
It's not really as funny as it would have been because I've sobered up. So
It's not as funny as it was
That's the
earlier
problem.
because we've already done it once.
it's unfortunate, but you know, all the main
I blame
points there.
Anthony.
Also, Ollie Byrne, my old housemate from High Wycombe, he texted me after listening to last week's episode and said that, you know, it's funny that people still think of him as being the Grimsby version of Ed Byrne.
Yeah. Is his name actually Ollie Byrne?
Ollie Burns.
Ollie Burns,
Yeah.
and he looks like Ed Byrne.
Yeah, I know.
So
Not
I
with a
didn't
Y,
know
though,
that.
not with a Y.
It's still close enough phonetically.
So thank you to him.
Yeah.
And also to your dad.
Yes, for giving us a nice, honest rating and review on
Yeah.
iTunes.
Yeah. But honesty is what we ask for.
Yeah,
And
we
if,
want to know.
if you think we're only worth 3 stars, then we're only worth 3 stars, and that will force us to be better next time.
But at least we'll be lumped in with all the other 3-star podcasts in a group.
yeah, precisely. So we need more reviews.
To kind
no,
of
we need more
ratings
ratings.
and reviews.
I mean, reviews are great, but
Yeah.
ratings.
You
will
can
get
rate
us,
without
you know,
reviewing.
Yeah. So go to iTunes where you've picked this up probably. If not, if you get it from our actual website, abhpod.com,
Go search for us on iTunes.
go search for
anywhere
some
but
iTunes
here.
and leave some comments or ratings there. Also, if you're doing any Amazon shopping, go through the banner at the top of our site because it won't cost you anything and it gives us a little bit. And you know,
And how about, after you've clicked on that banner, bookmark that page because it will bookmark it with our link,
good idea.
with our address, and
Yeah.
replace your Amazon link if you've already got one. And then you don't have to remember.
Yeah, and it will
But-
just become second
Do
nature.
you know what? If you have to go to a website every time, that's not a downside
So
really,
be
because
it,
it might
yeah.
remind you to actually listen.
Yeah, please.
Make it
yeah,
a habit.
Make it a habit. We don't ask for much.
Yeah. So yeah, email us. You've done the email, abhpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, we're both on Twitter.
Tweet.
Hey, it's me, Tom.
Hey, it's Ant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Corky doesn't
has,
have a Twitter.
but he has a blog, moviedoctor.wordpress.com.
indeed, hopefully there'll be a website very soon.
There you go.
Yes.
Heard it here first.
Yeah,
Corky might have a website soon.
Yeah.
yeah. Depends if Rollercoaster Tycoon 3 takes over my life again. It seems to always do it.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did like have a little go on it on my laptop earlier,
I
and it
know.
does make him want to play again.
Yeah.
I do. I want to go home and I want to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, while drinking some Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Corky's not trying to get a sponsorship at all.
Please sponsor me.
Yeah.
Please.
Right,
Just give me
so-
it all. I'll drink it.
That is it.
That has been Anywhere But Here for this week. Thanks for bearing with us. Wish we could have put the first one up. But
Bit lackluster this time.
yeah, but you know, take the rough with the
At
smooth.
least you've got a podcast,
You've got a
and we
podcast.
didn't say fuck it. Let's just not give him
that's
one
right.
this week. We're
We've done
consistent.
one for you because we care.
Yes.
We recorded it because we care.
Yes.
But now I'm getting very tired of talking and
Yes.
mashing up my words. So that's been Anywhere But Here this week.
Got a very soft face.
abhpods.com.
Yes.
Visit us. I've been Tom,
I've been Ant.
Lovely, that is. Really
and Corky is touching my face.
That's lovely.
Cheers. Bye.